Australia has a modern and diverse media industry spanning traditional and digital formats, and catering mostly to its predominantly English-speaking population. In 2018, the Press Freedom Index ranked Australia 19th out of 180 countries. Although by 2020 Australia's ranking had somewhat declined to 26th out of 180 countries. Mass media is delivered in a variety of formats including radio, television, paper, internet and IPTV. Varieties include local, regional, state, federal and international sources of media, reporting on Australian news, opinion, policy, issues and culture. New South Wales and Victoria were introduced to television in 1956, with the other states and territories following suit up to 1971. Colour television was introduced in 1975. In addition to the public broadcasters which are available to almost all of Australia's population, there are three major commercial television networks: the 9 Network, the 7 Network and Network 10. Most of Australia's heavily populated cities are serviced by all three networks. Some rural or regional areas may receive a more limited selection, often with some of the channels available showing programming from more than one of the major networks. An example of such a shared regional network is Ampaha. Digital free-to-air broadcasts commenced on 1 January 2001. Analog broadcasts were originally intended to be phased out by 2008. However, analog phase-out was not achieved until 2013. After heated debate in the early 2000s over a bill that would have removed the foreign ownership restrictions of broadcasting TV licenses, the Australian government chose to retain the foreign ownership restrictions in its 1992 Broadcasting Act. The Howard government was set to remove this law sometime in 2007, having gained parliamentary approval to change the legislation in 2006. In 2007, with Helen Coonan as Communications Minister, there were two significant changes. Foreign ownership limits were scrapped. Government changed the cross-media ownership rules to allow ownership of 2 out of 3 media types. Approximately 25% of Australian households had access to pay television services by the end of 2005. The main provider is Foxtel in both metropolitan, regional and rural areas, offering nearly all Australian channels via cable and satellite TV in capital cities. And mostly the same channels are offered by Foxtel via satellite TV in regional areas, with a recent merger with Austar in 2012. In mid-2016, the number of Australians with access to some form of pay TV outstripped those without. At the end of 2019, 14.5 million Australians had access to some form of pay TV or subscription TV, with the combined audience of these platforms equaling almost 70% of the population. Netflix remains the market leader, although Foxtel and Stan have gained continual growth since entering the market. There are several smaller competitors offer a subset of channels, with Fage TV entering the market in 2010 with a subscription service over a few ADSL2 Plus networks, and Transact offering TV via its own VDSL, VDSL2 and FTTP, FTTH networks in Canberra and its neighbourhood cable network in parts of Victoria. Other providers of internet television in Australia offer free content or PPV, but don't offer a subscription product. Ubi World TV offers a number of ethnic satellite TV and radio channels nationwide, and other small companies offer some channels via satellite, especially foreign services or free-to-air channels, and some channels are available over the internet. Netflix was released in Australia and New Zealand the 24th of March 2015. As of February 2019, 11.2 million Australians had a Netflix subscription in their household, up 25% on a year before that. Netflix has been criticized for not telling Australian stories by former ABC managing director Mark Scott. Research has found that Australian film and television made up less than 2% of Netflix's Australian catalogue in 2018. In 2020, the Australian Competition and Consumer Authority floated a proposal to subject Netflix to local content requirements. However, this proposal was ultimately rejected by the government. Stan is an Australian subscription video streaming service. It was launched on the 26th of January 2015. Stan originally was founded as StreamCo Media, a joint venture between Nine Entertainment Co. and Fairfax Media. In August 2014, each company invested $50 million Australian dollars in StreamCo. StreamCo was renamed Stan Entertainment in December 2014. Prior to the January 2015 launch of the streaming service, Nine Entertainment would ultimately acquire Fairfax Media in 2018, making Stan a wholly owned subsidiary of Nine Digital. The service offers a broad range of film and television content from both local and foreign productions, particularly from the United States and United Kingdom. Stan also includes a growing library of their own original film and television content. There are 2 national and 10 state, territory daily newspapers, 35 regional D.